So hello. Wait, is that me? No, for the second. Wait, no. No, I'm just looking at a mirror. Never mind. So yeah, I've done this one before. But I wanted to, I did the whole thing with Mission Impossible, watching the Mission Impossible with my mum, and then I stopped for a bit. Anyway, why would you stop for a bit? Well, the easiest solution is me and my mum stopped watching this, which is kind of fair. We couldn't really watch part 1, and we were waiting for part 2. So then, a bit later, when part 2 came out, we watched part 1 and part 2, sort of back-to-back nights. I would say realistically, there's 4 more in between the next break, which is a Dimension 20 thing. Not Dimension, it's a what is it? The Mandy Season 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 14th. But actually, yeah, in exactly 10 days, I think. Anyway, but I want to review this in regards to spoilers. So I am going to stop immediately, but I will I won't say what happened, but I'm kind of watching it knowing that I have watched the second one. Got it? Good. So I do like the first part 1. I'm going to say that straight out. Part 1 I think is really good and builds up the alliances. And part 1, in a way, feels like any other, besides and there's more. It feels like any Mission Impossible. And I won't talk about it too much, unlike the second one, which does feel like this is us getting everything wrapped up. Part 1 brings back certain characters, I think the British spy that's in all of them, who does die, which is sad, but based on what happened, kind of makes sense. It's dark, it's meaningful, it's effed up. I also want to bring up one question, because there was one choice at one period of time where it was it was the idea that she will betray you, sort of thing. So the enemy has this person who helps him, and then has a whole thing about being betrayed. And obviously there's an interesting thing later that happens, which I think is really fun that they do. But I'm not really going to talk about that. But I love, because of the failure of this and what happened here, he gets consequences afterwards. I also like the idea that overall, at a certain point, when you have the betraying thing, is that she was going to, or because the thing was, he betrays her first, claiming that she will betray him, and that means that was like, oh, he was right, because he does and saves, sort of like Tom Cruise's character, which I forgot the name of, and she has a moment where it's like, oh, actually, he said he will betray you. But the only reason why I think you betrayed him and saved, like, his character was because he betrayed you first. So was they predicting the future, or was it just saying something that could have happened and he made it happen? Kind of interesting thing to think about. I also think that this sort of feels a bit different, because with the second one, we know a couple of things do happen, and I do like that sort of idea. But the way that the first one seemed, it seemed like the AI was sort of not inactive, at least to me. So that it didn't seem like it was doing something, but planning something until the right moment, until it's found, which isn't correct. It could fully be like it is doing things in the background and like scanning things until it's got anything and got into everything, which could be also true. I do still like this. It is fun and does build up a lot of mystery for the second one. So yeah. So I do like this. I do find this is really cool. On the 14th, you will get one other thing on YouTube, which is basically the long version of all of this, which will be very long. And I'll need to find all the parts. And I am going to try and also put the original reviews I did way, way back. Which is going to be weird because they don't have like, oh, spoilers, no spoilers. Because I did that, I think, this year. Well, not this year, but last year. That's weird to think about. Anyway. So yeah. Hell of a Boss, Season 1. So yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow. Also, this is the last review that's my microphone, with my pin. Because it's not Christmas anymore. And I was planning to do it until like the last week. Because New Year's week would have been a thing and I would have kept it up. And now that's being taken down. Which is sad. It's going to be the next 3 videos being like, it's sad. But yeah. I hope you enjoy and good night.